It's the more insidious, secret partisan behavior of very liberal-dominated newsrooms working at the supposedly impartial.
Sunny Hostin, her husband accused of committing federal insurance fraud in a lawsuit.
It's the more insidious secret partisan behavior of very liberal-dominated newsrooms working at the supposedly impartial Sunny Hen, her husband accused of committing federal insurance fraud in a lawsuit. Sunny Hostin has done it again, stirring up controversy and headlines with her bold opinions and personal dramas, and this time it's a whirlwind of chaos that's got everyone buzzing. Let's start with the moment that got tongues wagging: Donald Trump's interview with Fox News' Brett Baier. The interview was already making waves, but it was one specific segment that sent shock waves through the political and entertainment worlds when Trump casually mentioned that he doesn't see his vice president, Senator J.D. Vance, mind you, as his successor or the obvious choice for the 2028 presidential race. It was like tossing a grenade into the political arena. The fallout, well, leave it to the ladies of The View to jump right into the fire. I think he's doing something a little bit more diabolical, if I'm being honest. Representative Andy Ogles, a Republican of Tennessee, on January 23, just 3 days after Trump was inaugurated, already proposed amending the 22nd Amendment to allow Trump to serve a third term. On the February 11th episode of the show, the panel dissected Trump's eyebrow-raising remarks with their usual fiery takes. Sarah Haynes was the first to chime in, offering a somewhat analytical approach. She theorized that Trump's comment was rooted in his love for competition. According to Haynes, he's got that free market idea of let the best man win. It's just like when he was backing J.D. Vance in Ohio. He wants loyalty, sure, but he also wants people to fight for his attention. He's not just handing out the crown. A diplomatic take, right, but of course that's not where things ended. Enter Sunny Hostin, known for her no-holds-bar approach to political commentary. Sunny took the conversation to a whole new level, throwing out a theory that left the audience and probably her co-hosts stunned. I think he's doing something a little bit more diabolical, if I'm being honest, she began, her tone dripping with seriousness. Brought up a little-known proposal by Representative Andy Ogles to amend the 22nd Amendment, which limits presidential terms. Sunny claimed with a dramatic flair that Trump might be eyeing a way to secure a third term in office. He doesn't want to name a successor because in his mind he's his own successor. She declared he's probably thinking, why name someone else when I could just stick around? The idea was so over the top that it sent ripples through the studio, with co-host Joy Behar audibly gasping and saying, oh come on, point if she were liberal self-made millionaire migrant model who speaks 5 languages, she'd have her name on a federal building right now. No, Sunny wasn't done yet. She even cited the challenges of amending the Constitution, getting approval from 2/3 of Congress and 34 of the states, but ominously hinted that Trump could find a couple of ways to bypass the system. He could just try to stay in office. She added, her voice tinged with mock dread, and just like that the narrative of Trump as a diabolical mastermind plotting to defy democratic norm storms took flight, fueled by Sunny's dramatic delivery. Oh, he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange, but not everyone on the panel saw things quite so darkly. Alisa Farah Griffin, the former Trump insider, stepped in with her own interpretation. She explained that the answer wasn't surprising to her for 2 Reasons: first, Trump thrives on loyalty. He needs people around him who'll bend over backward for his approval, and second, the moment he names a successor, he risks being seen as a lame duck. That's just not his style. Alisa also speculated that Trump might be leaving the door open for his children to carry on the family legacy, a suggestion that prompted a loud groan from Joy, who quipped that she hoped it wouldn't be the kids. The conversation spiraled into a mix of eye rolls and laughter, but Alisa delivered one final point that left the room quiet for a moment. She stated that the truth is Trump is a singular force, no one else in the Republican Party, heck, in American politics, has his level of influence. J.D. Vance or anyone else might follow in his footsteps, but none of them will ever be Trump. That's why he holds back on naming a successor he doesn't want to admit his replaceable. A sobering thought, to say the least, as if that weren't enough drama for one episode. The conversation soon veered into personal territory for Sunny Hostin. You see, while she was busy speculating about Trump's future plans, her own family was grappling with a very real and very public scandal. Sunny's husband, Dre Emmanuel Hostin, has found himself at the center of a massive insurance fraud lawsuit that's making headlines across the country. The accusations: fraudulent billing practices and alleged kickbacks tied to surgeries performed through his New York-based orthopedic practice. According to the documents he knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other health care services, including arthroscopic surgeries. The lawsuit, filed by American Transit Insurance Company, claims that Emmanuel was part of a larger scheme involving more than 180 defendants. The allegations suggests that he performed unnecessary surgeries on patients, particularly ride-share drivers for companies like Uber and Lyft, and then billed the insurance company for exorbitant amounts. The kicker: the company is demanding a staggering $450 million in damages. This is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York. You guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia. The timing couldn't be worse for Sunny. Is often the first to criticize others for ethical lapses, according to insiders. The scandal has become a big thing behind the scenes at ABC News, with some questioning how Sunny can continue to weigh in on legal and political ethics without addressing her husband's situation. But Sunny isn't staying silent. Outside the studio, in a fiery statement, she came to her husband's defense, accusing American Transit of launching a disgusting media smear campaign against her family. This is a desperate attempt by a near-bankrupt insurance carrier to avoid paying for medical procedures, she declared, adding that the company is using her celebrity status to poison the well of public opinion. Sunny even hinted at a countersuit demanding that American Transit issue a public apology and pay substantial damages for the emotional distress caused to her family. Emmanuel denied the allegations via a statement through his lawyer, telling Daily Mail that his client, quote, denies each and every allegation, and that the lawsuit is a blanket scattershot Meritet lawsuit. Meanwhile, Emmanuel Boston's legal team is fighting back hard. His attorney, Mark Gargas, has called the lawsuit meritless and accused American Transit of targeting doctors in an attempt to dodge their financial obligations. This is a blanket scattershot lawsuit designed to intimidate healthcare providers, Gus said. Gargas did nothing wrong, and we intend to prove that in court. In true Hassan fashion, Sunny didn't hold back when addressing the issue on other platforms. She described the lawsuit as an attack on hardworking doctors and blasted the healthcare system for making it for physicians to get paid for their services my husband operates on people who are in pain whether they have insurance or not, she said, and now he's being penalized for.
And they're essentially saying that it's a money grab, and they're also going to countersue for millions of dollars, $5 million plus.
It's outrageous. The legal battle is far from over, and it's clear that Sunny isn't backing down, but the controversy has undoubtedly cast a shadow over her role on The View, where she's built a reputation as a moral compass of sorts. Can she maintain that image while her family is embroiled in a scandal of this magnitude? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: Sunny Hostin is not one to shy away from a fight. And speaking of fights, there's another storm brewing on the horizon. Rumors are swirling that Senator John F. McCain, a rising Democratic star, is planning to sue Sunny and The View's producers over comments made during a recent episode. What's the story behind this latest legal drama now? If you thought things couldn't get more chaotic for Sunny Hostin, think again. Just as the dust is beginning to settle on her husband's legal drama, another storm is brewing, this time involving a lawsuit from none other than Democratic Senator John Fetterman. Yes, you heard that right, the Pennsylvania senator, known for his outspoken nature and penchant for taking on the big players, has decided to take legal action against Sunny and the producers of The View. And let me tell you, this is not your run-of-the-mill courtroom squabble. This is the kind of legal battle that could reshape conversations about media accountability and how far is too far when it comes to public commentary. Speaking of Donald Trump, I was standing amazed by his new White House spokeswoman. Today she's actually the youngest ever in that job. So what's F-man's beef with Sunny and The View? It all stems from comments made during what was supposed to be a routine episode of the daytime talk show. While details are still murky, insiders say the remarks touched on Fetterman's political career and personal life in a way that left him feeling slandered and misrepresented. And let's be honest, The View isn't exactly known for pulling punches. The show thrives on its fiery debates and often polarizing opinions, but this time it seems they might have crossed a line. Fetterman, who is no stranger to the media spotlight, isn't taking this one lying down. He's reportedly suing not just Sunny but also the show's producers, claiming they failed to exercise proper caution in airing the segment. According to sources close to the senator, he's less concerned about his own reputation and more focused on the broader implications of media responsibility. This isn't about me, he said in private conversations. This is about holding the media accountable for the harm they can cause when they are reckless or irresponsible. Bold words, but if anyone has the guts to take on a media giant like it's John Fetterman. And here's the kicker: this lawsuit isn't just a slap on the wrist. Fetterman is reportedly seeking significant damages and demanding a public apology from both Sunny and ABC. Legal experts are already weighing in, with some suggesting that this case could set a precedent for how public figures deal with media outlets in the future. Imagine that, a world where talk shows have to think twice before diving into personal attacks or speculative commentary. It's a fascinating thought, isn't it? But wait, there's more. As if this wasn't enough to keep Sunny and her team of lawyers busy, rumors are swirling that Melania Trump might also be gearing up for legal action against the outspoken co-host, yet the First Lady herself, who has largely kept a low profile since leaving the White House, is reportedly fuming over comments Sunny made about her relationship with Donald Trump during a recent episode of The View. Sunny didn't hold back, claiming that Melania hates her husband and is actively trying to sabotage his political ambitions. She doesn't want to be First Lady again, Sunny declared, adding fuel to the fire with quips about Melania's infamous redesign of the White House rose garden and her supposed disdain for holiday traditions. Who hates Christmas? Sunny asked rhetorically, drawing laughter from the audience but raising eyebrows elsewhere. The way the delusion of saying that he has kindness in his heart is so mean. She called him positive. He's the meanest president we've ever had, and I was around when Nixon was here. Now here's where it gets interesting. While Melania hasn't publicly addressed these remarks, insiders say she's furious and considering her options. Some reports even suggest that she's consulting with legal experts to explore the possibility of a defamation lawsuit. And let's not forget, Melania is no stranger to legal battles. Remember when she sued a British tabloid for publishing false claims about her? She won that case and reportedly walked away with a hefty settlement, so it's safe to say she's not one to back down from a fight. That was true. He's mean to the Haitians, he's mean to women, he's mean to immigrants, he's mean to everybody. He's not mean to Melania. But this isn't just about Melania's feelings being hurt. The potential lawsuit could have far-reaching implications for Sunny and The View. For one, it would put the show under intense scrutiny, forcing producers to defend their editorial choices and possibly even their hiring practices. And for Sunny, it could mean a significant dent in her reputation as a legal expert and moral authority. After all, how can you claim to stand for truth and justice when you're being accused of spreading falsehoods about someone else's personal life? Of course, Sunny isn't exactly known for backing down either. If Melania does decide to take legal action, you can bet Sunny will fight tooth and nail to defend herself. And let's be real, the courtroom drama alone would be must-see TV. Can you imagine the back and forth between these two strong-willed women? It's the kind of spectacle that would have people glued to their screens, popcorn in hand. Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when Day is all about based on looks? But let's pivot for a moment, because the controversy surrounding Sunny don't stop there. Oh no, not even close. In a bizarre twist, wokeness has become another flashpoint in the ongoing saga of The View. The term, which has become a lightning rod for political debates, was front and center during a recent discussion about Caroline Leavitt, the new White House press secretary under the Trump administration. During her first press briefing, Leavitt made headlines by declaring that there would be no wokeness in the administration's policies. The comment didn't sit well with Sunny or her co-hosts, particularly Whoopi Goldberg, who didn't mince words in her response. Without that wokeness, you might not have that job. Yeah, because women were not invited to that table. Sunny, for her part, chimed in to criticize Leavitt's stance, arguing that the concept of wokeness has been twisted into a political weapon. The reason we fought for these policies in the first place was to ensure equality and fairness, she said, to dismiss that as wokeness is not only ignorant but also dangerous. Strong words, but they didn't come without backlash. Critics were quick to point out the irony of a group of wealthy, influential women lecturing others about privilege and fairness. And let's not forget Joy Bear's controversial remark that Leavitt was hired because she's a tenor, comment that to women he's mean, to immigrants he's mean, to everybody he's not mean to Melania. But this isn't just about Melania's feelings being hurt. The potential lawsuit could have far-reaching implications for Sunny and The View. For one, it would put the show under intense scrutiny, forcing producers to defend their editorial choices and possibly even their hiring practices, and for Sunny it could mean many felt was both sexist and dismissive of Lit's qualifications. The whole situation has turned into a media circus, with both sides digging in their heels. Supporters of Lit argue that she's being unfairly targeted because of her conservative views, while detractors insist that her comments about wokeness warrant criticism. And caught in the middle of it all, Sunny Hostin, of course, who seems to attract controversy like a magnet. But here's the thing, love her or hate her, Sunny has a knack for keeping herself, and by extension the view, at the center of the cultural conversation. Whether she's sparring with co-hosts, defending her family, or taking on political figures, she knows how to command attention. And today's media landscape, that's a skill that can't be underestimated. And Caroline Levitt isn't just making headlines, she's also rewriting history. At 27, the New Hampshire native has become the youngest White House press secretary ever. So where does this leave us, with lawsuits looming, public feuds escalating, and political tensions running high? It feels like we're watching a real-life soap opera unfold in real time. Sunny Hostin may be many things: outspoken, polarizing, even controversial, but one thing she's not is boring. And as the drama continues to unfold, one thing's for sure: we'll all be watching, waiting to see what happens next. What do you think? Are Sunny's critics justified, or is she simply a victim of her own success? And more importantly, how far is too far when it comes to public commentary? Let us know your thoughts, and as always, stay tuned for more updates on this ever evolving story.